Supreme Court today grilled the Uttarakhand government over a proposed Dharam Sansad event which is scheduled to be held in Roorkee tomorrow and has sought an affidavit from the Chief Secretary on what preventive and corrective measures are being taken in this connection to prevent any hate speech being made. In a separate hearing, the Supreme Court had also posed hearing questions to the Himachal Pradesh government over an event that took place earlier this month that played host to hate speeches against Muslims and calls for Hindus to have more children. It was also attended by one of the leaders who's out on bail on hate speech charges. Well, let's go across to Arvind now for more. Arvind, tell us more about what happened in the Supreme Court and tough words for both Himachal Pradesh and a warning for Uttarakhand.
Yeah, Gagi, Supreme Court has expressed serious concern over the continuing incidents of hate speeches across the country despite Supreme Court laying guidelines in a case relating to hate speeches. In fact, the Supreme Court, while starting the hearing on the incident that happened in Himachal Pradesh, in fact, the Supreme Court has asked the state government what all the actions or the steps that were taken by the Himachal state government post this particular incident of hate speech that were given during this particular Dharam Sansad event. So they have asked the Himachal state government to put in a detailed affidavit the step that they have taken against this particular alleged hate speeches that were given in this Dharam Sansad event, and the affidavit has been asked to be filed by May 7th. That's regarding the incident that took place in Himachal. Also, the counsel appearing for the petitioner, including senior advocate Kapil Sibal, brought to the court's notice about a proposed event that is scheduled to take place in Roorkee in Uttarakhand tomorrow, for which the Supreme Court said that the Uttarakhand state government should take strong action in order to prevent any untoward incident and also hate speeches being delivered in this particular event. In fact, while appearing for the Uttarakhand state government, the council said that they can't anticipate, they can't expect what kind of speeches that will be given in such an event. That was a submission that was made on behalf of the Uttarakhand government, but the Supreme Court did not take it very lightly. In fact, the Supreme Court went to an extent saying that if the similar kind of the same set of people is attending an event, then the state government can expect what kind of speeches that will be given in such an event, and the state government should strictly follow the guidelines that have been given in the Poonawalla case judgment. And in fact, they have gone to an extent of asking the Uttarakhand Chief Secretary itself, saying that if anything goes wrong, then the Uttarakhand Chief Secretary will be held responsible, and they have asked the Uttarakhand Chief Secretary to put in a detailed affidavit regarding the steps that have been taken to prevent any untoward incident and also hate speeches being delivered in this Roorkee event tomorrow.
All right, well, to talk more about this, we're now going across to Sanjay Hegde, advocate of the Supreme Court, and Ashutosh Srivastav, a lawyer of the Supreme Court. And Sanjay Hegde, first, your response to the Supreme Court coming down very heavily on hate speech and the fact that, you have the repeat offenders like Yati Narsinghanand, who's out on bail, attending yet another Sansad in Himachal Pradesh this time, and then again making very provocative statements.
Well, unless somebody is stopped, and his previous bad behavior is not brought to account, he will continue. He or she will continue. So the Supreme Court looks like it has had enough. The Supreme Court had given a judgment in the Tehseen Poonawalla case, which I had argued, where I had suggested to the court a whole series of preventive and remedial measures. The preventive measures, the first preventive measure said that the state government shall designate a senior police officer, not below the rank of an SP, as nodal officer in each district for taking measures to prevent incidents of mob violence, lynching, and they shall also prepare a special task force to procure intelligence reports about people who are likely to commit such crimes or who are involved in spreading hate speeches. So that is the first direction in the Poonawalla case. None of the states have taken great action, though some states have actually brought laws on the topic, including the state of Rajasthan, if I remember rightly. The thing is very simple. If the administration of the day is firm and does not want hate speeches delivered, no hate speeches will be delivered. If, on the other hand, the administration of the day indulges in wink, wink, nod, nod. Oh, you go ahead. We will pretend to take action after things are said. You go ahead because it is for our political benefit. Then nothing happens. So essentially the Supreme
Right.
Court has seen through all this, and it is rather putting the authorities on notice.
Absolutely, and it'll be interesting to see, how this Dharam Sansad in Roorkee tomorrow, what takes place there, because the Supreme Court saying very clearly that, we don't, that the Chief Secretary will be called and, they're on notice, and to say what steps are taking. Ashutosh Srivastav, short of, and also now it falls on the state governments to ensure that these events in their states are not used as platforms to, disseminate more hate.
Yes, absolutely. Supreme Court had given the guidelines in 2018 only that to maintain the peace and order and law system in a civilized country like India, certain rules are to be followed, and such guidelines were issued, which, as my learned friend rightly said, about the appointment of the nodal officers, and any such incidents which is reported has to be investigated under the supervision of the nodal officer, and an FIR should be registered after any such incidents under section 153A, and the charge sheet is also to be filed within the time frame, and the fast track courts should be set up which should decide the matter within 6 months, and even if the victims are to be given the free legal aid, and they should also be compensated under section 357A of CRPC for any mob lynching. So many guidelines have already been issued by the Supreme Court, and it is expected that whoever attends these functions and they deliver their speeches, they should be very much cautious, and they should understand and they should follow the guidelines being issued by the Supreme Court, whether
Right.
it is any political party or whoever is giving any such a speech. And the Supreme Court has further clarified on the recent functions which are to take place that all these guidelines are to be maintained and followed. May it be any state and whoever is the ruling government, but these guidelines are to be followed so that the peace and order can be maintained in the society. This is what is expected.
Right, so the Supreme Court taking a very stern view of, these events taking place again and again, and, we the media, NDTV at least reports on them, but no steps seem to be taken. We reported on the Himachal Dharam Sansad, where you had Yati Narasimhanand again using the platform to give hate speeches. We'll have to see now what steps Uttarakhand takes ahead of tomorrow. Thank you so much both for joining us.